I am here to say that yesterday was a great day for Kenya. Politics aside, yesterday's court ruling on the BBI, again I say, is a win for Kenya. The democracy of Kenya. It is a win for the independence of our judiciary. The road leading to yesterday's ruling has been rough and bumpy for Kenya. But as I say, it's a win for Kenya. I also wish to say that it's a day of vindication for three categories of people. One, I count myself as one of the people who has been vindicated. When the BBI bill came to Parliament, it drew a lot of attention of the whole nation, and some of us were vilified for voting no to the BBI. Actually, in this county, only 3 of us voted against the BBI. I personally voted on principle because I never believed that BBI was the way for Kenya to go. And so the first vindication is for me and a number of colleagues in the National Assembly who stood out to say no against a lot of undue pressure, undue influence, trying to force and shepherd people into a certain direction, which was not right. So I count myself and my colleagues in the Assembly as a vindicated lot. The second lot, I must say, is the 6 judges of the High Court of Kenya. They have been subjected to what I would say, embarrassment, and even to a point, intimidation, because of the clear stand they made during the ruling at the High Court stage. They were vindicated yesterday. And finally, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. During the Bomas, I think it was Bomas 2, you remember the kind of drama that surrounded that sitting. But like somebody once said, speak the truth, stand for what is right, even if you end up standing alone. And I want to tell the Deputy President of this Republic that he should be a proud leader of this nation because he was vindicated. He stood alone as a lone ranger in Bomas, pointing out to critical issues, one of which is the separation of powers of our institutions and many other issues that only met deaf ears. But our judiciary, I am exuding a lot of confidence that we are on track as a country, and it's time for us to start putting Kenya in the right path of respect for our institutions and asking Kenyans to trust them, because the judiciary has really shown us the way. And I will say again that we are at a point where the kind of jurisprudence that was brought out the Court of Appeal following from that of the High Court has put a high threshold on any attempts to meddle with the 2010 Constitution. The threshold has been put high, and one thing I'm happy about, which most of us spoke against, almost dismembering our Constitution without the benefit of Kenyans participating. No public participation, no civic education, no conference of any sort where actually Kenyans can be able to have a say. And remember, in 2010, the Kenyan Constitution was passed by a whooping 76% of Kenyans. And, trying to change that through a backdoor was never going to work. So I am happy, and I said again, politics aside, it's a great day for Kenya. The points that was not satisfactory to me was being told that BBI was going to lead to implementation of the two-third gender rule, and it wasn't. It was far from it. Because when BBI was telling us that we are going to populate the National Assembly with too many nominated women, and then again to water down the Senate and populate it with, again, it was like transferring the women reps from the National Assembly to the Senate. To me, I saw that as it was a downgrade of giving women the right to participation in the leadership of this country, because it was really going to place women squarely at the flower girl status. Having so many countless women nominated to the National Assembly, rather than helping women build their muscle from what we got as women representatives and affording them an opportunity to actually square it out in competitive elections, to be able to rightfully earn their space. Because I believe that the women rep position was an affirmative and still is an affirmative action position, and we needed to move higher rather than going back to now nominating so many women to the National Assembly. So I think we have a lot to do, because our constitution still is below par with regard to the two-third, but definitely the BBI was taking us back with regards to the two-third gender rule. For me, it doesn't change anything. My ambition to be the governor for Narok is not changed by the BBI position. I'm still going for the governorship position. And like I said, for me, I want to see the affirmative action position that I've been holding for the last 10 years. I have built some muscle. I need to move up, and that is what the direction that the law of this country should be taking as women, affording women an opportunity to contest in competitive positions. As we bring in more into the affirmative positions, the only thing I would say is that ideally the women rep position should have a timeline, because only then would an affirmative action status of the position make sense. I think the things that we are being told are impossible are actually possible, because Kenyans are awake, Kenyans are alert, and I'm expecting and praying and hoping that our other institutions, IEBC included, would follow the cue to actually demonstrate its independence when we get to 2022 elections. And I'm very confident that the hustlers will have their day in 2022.